Hello everybody, welcome to Savage Ink Studios. I'm your host Ink. Get ready for another Savage review. Today's victim is the April Art Snacks box. Let's get into it. No, it's another Laffy Taffy, gosh darn it. Gotta give all my candy to Jude. My first comment is only that I expected something a little bit bigger when I've seen the other Art Snacks box reviews. They've usually been larger sized. This was a normal sized subscription box for Art Snacks, the April box. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, first things first is a colored pencil, which they say retails at $5.40. I have another colored pencil out of a large pack that we will be comparing this next to. That's how we're going to do this from now on. I'm going to take my cheaper art supplies and make a whole picture, and with half of it I'm going to use subscription box items, and on the other half I'm going to use cheaper items and see if it's worth it. Second one is Zebra double-ended brush. This looks like another fine liner. I have yet to find a fine liner other than the Pigma Microns that really works good and smooth for me, so they say this is $5 retail. Don't get me wrong, the Pigma Microns are not cheap by any real stretch of the imagination, but like I said, I've used a lot of different types of fine liner brushes, and none of them have compared to the Pigma Micron, so we'll see. Next one is the Iron Lac. Oh, no, that's this one. Action Paint Marker. I think this is like the Posca pen stuff, which, if you've seen my other Art Snacks box, I was really not excited to use it. The tip is really big and not super easy to work with. You can't layer it, so it's one solid thick paint type color. It says it's $5.55 retail. So there's nothing really even for me to compare this to, because there isn't an art supply that I would want to use for this effect. So unless you're like making a giant poster for your second grade science class, I wouldn't use this for an actual art project, because, you know, I generally go for detail. Alright, and the last one is the one-click mechanical pencil, which they retail at $8.95. This one I will speak on automatically. I don't care what kind of mechanical pencil it is. I get my mechanical pencils at the dollar store, and they work fantastic. I would never spend $9 on a mechanical pencil. That's just garbage. That is ridiculous. So, let's start doing the math. 540, 550, so 10, 11, 15, and then they claim that that's 9. So 24, which is exactly what I paid for the box. So again, my issue with the last box too was what you're getting isn't really that much. What they even claim, they're not giving you more than what you're paying, really. I paid $24 for this box. I'm not sure if I paid shipping on it, so we'll just say I paid $24 for this box, and everything in this box adds up to $24. So if I wanted these art supplies, I could have gone out and bought it for the exact same price. Getting this Art Snacks box was not a deal in any way. So you're not getting like a bulk deal or anything like that. So off the bat, I'm just going to say you're better off spending your money on the art supplies that you know that you want, because you're not saving money by getting this art box. So we are going to switch over into, I'm just going to show off an example of why I wouldn't use this for an actual art project, but beyond that, we're going to compare the rest of these. I'm just also going to say off the bat, didn't come with paper or anything like that, and $24 for 4 art supplies that may or may not stand up to cheaper art supplies. We'll see. Automatically, Savage, salty type review. Not super pleased. And let's get into the speed paint. So, on the left-hand side of the paper here, I have all of the Art Snacks supplies listed with a little swatch and their price, and then the total price down there at the bottom. So, the colored pencil, $5.40, the fine liner, $5, the Posca paint pen, $5.55, and the mechanical pencil, $8.95, for a total of $24.90. On the left-hand side, I have all of my art supplies listed with swatches and their prices. My Crayola colored pencil, 14 cents. My Pigma Micron fine liner, $1.83. My Copic marker, because I decided to do the only other art supply that I really had in that color, which was $5.85 if you get it on the Blick website. So that is actually 30 cents more than the paint pen, but that's what I have to compare. And my dollar store colored pencil, for the pack that it came in, one of them comes up to 20 cents for a total of $8.02. So, starting off with the colored pencil comparisons, I will say that the Art Snacks colored pencil has some pros and cons in comparison to the Crayola. It is ever so slightly less waxy, so by the end of this piece, only the really shaded areas have that weird, like, waxy shine to it, whereas the Crayola is more waxy across the board. The colored pencil does not have a color written on the side of the pencil, so I went by the color that was at the end, like, I guess you'd say a description color where an eraser would be. And that color was like a light yellowish skin tone, which did not match the actual color that came out. It was definitely more of a yellow, but like I said, it didn't have a color written on the side of it, so all you really have to go on is the color at the tip. So, you know, obviously Crayolas have not only the entire stem of the pencil is the color that it's supposed to be, it also has it written on the side. This, the color, quote-unquote, description color on the end of the pencil didn't actually match the color, so I would say that is a con. It didn't really go down a whole lot smoother than the Crayola, maybe ever so slightly. Is it worth $5 more than the Crayola? No, definitely not. So again, pros and cons. I think that it's slightly better in some ways and slightly worse in some ways. Definitely not worth $5 more. The next item on our list is the... Sorry, I'm going to grab the sheet. Zebra Sensations Double-Ended Brush Pen. It is double-tipped. but neither of the tips are very fine for details. So you can get thick lines and very thick lines. The first thing that I noted when I was doing the outline of the hair on this piece was that if you try and do one long brush stroke with it, it gets like scratchy and the ink stops coming out. So you have to either go really, really slow, or you have to go over it more than once. Otherwise, it's going to come out almost like it's drying out, is how it looks. And that was $5 in comparison to the Pigma Micron, which was $1.83. The only time I really have an issue with them appearing like they're drying out is when they're actually drying out. They definitely have more of a fine point for detailing. There is only one side, but that one side is going to be able to get you details or thicker lines if you go over it. So I would say you're able to do more and you're able to do better work with the Pigma Micron than you can with this Zebra Sensations double-ended brush pen. And again, the double-ended brush pen that came in the Art Snacks box was $5. The Pigma Micron was $1.83. So I would definitely say the Pigma Micron is much better and much cheaper. The next item on our list is the marker pen. Alright, so this one I'm really unhappy with. By the time, because you have to push on the tip to get the paint to even come out, by the time that I managed to get any paint on that tip at all, the tip of the marker was destroyed. Just pushing down on it completely splintered that tip. And it also completely damaged the paper before any paint even came out onto it. So in order to even use it, it's going to damage it. And it's going to damage your paper if you're using paper. So that's a definite issue for me. As I tried doing the eye and the hair, it does not go on in an even coat at all. It's very scratchy, uneven. It pools in some areas and then scrapes itself off in some areas. And even just doing the stroke one time and the paper started just lifting up. And this is thick paper. This is the multimedia XL Canson mixed media paper, which holds up really well with all of my paints. It holds up pretty well to my markers, and this marker pen just absolutely destroyed the paper and went down really messy and uneven, and you can't layer it at all, so you can't get any kind of like shading or anything like that. And also, being that you have to destroy the tip to even get the paint out, you definitely wouldn't be able to get any kind of fine details. On the other side of that, for 30 cents more, is the, I'm actually going to pull it out right now, BG34 Horizon Green Copic Sketch Marker. For $5.85 on Blick, which is 30 cents more than the paint pen. And as you'll be able to see in this picture, it goes down really smooth. The brush tip offers for fine detailing. You're able to do nice shading on it, because once it dries a little bit and you go over it, then it gets darker. So it just offers a lot of options. It goes down really clean and really smooth. So that's nice. I would definitely say that for the extra 30 cents, you can do so much more with this art utensil. I would say, again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, for the paint pen, at this point I can't even really recommend it for a second grade science project, because if you're using poster board, which is thinner than this mixed media paper, it's just going to destroy your paper. So I don't know, I mean, if you're decorating like a window that you're never going to need to use again, I guess maybe it would work. But I definitely wouldn't use it on paper, which you would assume is what you're supposed to use it with in this art box, considering that it came with a pencil and a colored pencil and a fine liner. So I don't know what else they would expect you to use those supplies on if not paper. So definitely recommend the Copic marker as opposed to the paint pen. I would not recommend the paint pen for anything, let alone for $5.55. And the last one that we're coming up on now is the mechanical pencil. The Art Snacks mechanical pencil was $8.95. Normal gradient, nothing special. And it does not come with an eraser, which for me is just really frustrating. Like, who the hell is going to pay $9 for a pencil that does not have an eraser? Really not impressed with it at all. So, yeah, and it even comes with like a little sign on the side saying, "Do not advance the lead beyond the pipe," which means that the lead's probably really brittle, which, you know, the 20-cent mechanical pencil from the dollar store has brittle lead too. But it's 20 cents and it comes with an eraser, and the ability to go from dark to light gradient is exactly the same. So you're paying $8.75 more for a product that does less. So I would definitely not recommend this mechanical pencil to literally anybody. Guys, go to your local dollar store. The mechanical pencils there are better. Not even equal. They're better. They come with an eraser. And this does not. They both have brittle lead. They both go a gradient from dark to light rather smoothly. And the 20-cent pencil that you get at the dollar store will come with an eraser, which makes it definitely more worth it. So, this Art Snacks box costed me $24, and everything in it added up to just over $24. All of my own art supplies came up to $8.02, and as you can see by the end of this video, my own art supplies, in my opinion, did a lot better with this project. Came out a lot cleaner, a lot more detailed, and just all around, for the most part, better products. So, yeah, here we are, Savage review. This art box is not worth it. Don't waste your money. $24 for products that you can't really use together and that are in no way superior to cheaper art supplies. Now, I know that the Copic marker is technically 30 cents more expensive, but you are getting a heck of a lot more for that 30 cents. If you're going to spend actual money on your art supplies, make sure that the art supplies that you are getting are art supplies that you can use, and use them in, you know, a way that doesn't look like a second grader just scribbled on a piece of paper. Which is exactly what that paint pen looks like no matter how you do it. So, yeah, that is today's Savage review on the April Art Snacks box. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If you've got any suggestions for anything else that you'd like me to do a review, you know where to put your comments. And I will see you guys in the next one.